It's supernatural having a microphone right in front of your
Well,
face.
I'm trying not to pay attention to it, okay? It's very stressful.
Okay, let's do this intro.
Okay.
Hello.
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 And welcome to 2020.
The podcast where two women in their 20s come together during the craziest year of their lives so far to discuss how they're going to take this decade by the proverbial horns.
Think bucket list brainstorming, confidence quizzing, uplifting real talk, and no fucks given conversations.
If you're looking for an honest account of what life is like as a 20-something living in London, look no further, we got you.
What is
Oh
this
my
shit?
God.
I think you've moved the microphone, my dear.
I haven't done it.
You
I
have.
didn't.
Keep knocking the microphone.
It wasn't me.
Okay. Right.
You go say hello.
I mean, I guess we should. Hello, Georgina. Hello, Georgina.
Hello, you. What name are we going with this week?
Oh, God, I have no idea. Yeah, go on. Okay. Scarlett Johansson. My name is Scarlett.
Gosh,
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett, it's so
Is in the
nice to
room.
be here with you. So lovely. You look like her. You
Yeah.
Blonde bombshell you. You can't see, but this wonderful woman is a brunette. And
Incredibly brunette.
she shares some characteristics with Scarlett Johansson in that she is just drop dead gorgeous, but that's about where the similarities end, I think.
And wow, great. Thank you. Fantastic. I don't know what to say to that now. You've left me speechless
sorry.
right at the beginning. I
Well,
can't believe
we'll
you've done
get stuck in. We'll get stuck in. Tell me, Scarlett, how has your week been? Have you felt very confident this week?
that. Yeah, you know, I felt all right this
Yeah.
week. I sound like an old bag. I feel great this week, actually. It's
Tell
been
me
pretty
all
good.
about
How
it.
are you? Well, what did I do this week? I mean, I'm on holiday.
Amazing.
And I've just spent my week, I'm just for a little bit of background information, I am a musician, everybody. And I got my new in-house studio set up. And what are you doing?
I'm trying to turn it back on. I don't
Turn
know.
what back on? She's trying to turn the iPad back on while I'm trying to explain everything.
Why don't I- don't
So
have a thumb.
I've got my home studio set up and I'm pretty pleased with it. Got my brand new microphone, which we are
currently using.
currently using.
It's amazing.
It's a beautiful piece of equipment and I'm
Yeah.
very pleased. And yeah, just been doing music projects, so I'm like really happy.
Yeah.
I've been in my nerdy little world.
Great. So it's given you a confidence boost then, just doing that kind of stuff. It's made you feel good.
I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. I never realised how
Amazing.
techie I was.
No.
But I think I am a little bit. And it's just
Yeah.
ridiculous.
That's
And
fantastic.
it's hilarious because my boyfriend works in tech and I thought he was the nerdy one.
He's encouraged that part of you to
I
come out.
it's
so
just
beautiful.
like, hello. It's just so tell right, okay. And how about you, G? How have you been feeling this week?
Yeah, I guess I've had a slightly tougher week. I've had lots of ups and downs. Don't want to give away too much information. Not that that's necessarily the right thing to say, but I'm going to keep some of it a little bit more private. You know, some of more of the ins and outs of it. But for our listeners, I'm not going to go into too much detail. I've had some up and downs career-wise. I'm feeling a little bit stuck. This isn't, the best job market in the world to be stuck in, but getting there.
It's all part of navigating life, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's given me given my confidence a little knock, but not as much as I would have thought that it would have, if that makes any sense. I'm babbling, but I think I've come a long way this year, and I'm at the better point of my year to be able to deal with all these knockbacks and setbacks. So I don't feel like my confidence has plummeted. It's still it's coasting. It's doing
coasting.
okay.
It's doing all right.
It's looking for good things. It's swimming around looking for a bite to eat, like
just
a little
keep
dolphin.
swimming.
Yeah.
Just keep swimming.
I'm doing this with my hands, but I know dolphins can't swim.
She's doing a
so,
little breaststroke.
like
little
a-
breaststroke.
Imagine a dolphin.
Imagine a little dolphin
breaststroking.
with its tiny fins. I don't think that's going to work.
No.
I don't.
Well.
Yeah, I mean, not that I did biology. I was pretty rubbish at science.
Me too.
In fact, the other day, my family found all of my science and maths books. They're moving house. And they called me and they said, what do we do with them? And I'm like, burn them.
Were they that bad?
Remove them. Yeah, I was pretty terrible at maths and science. I mean, it's just like, please try and complete your work, Scarlett.
Oh, Scarlett Johansson.
You know.
Get your biology shit together. Never mind.
Depends what you mean about biology.
Hey! Oh. Amazing. Let's move on.
So, bucket list.
Bucket list.
Bucket list.
Bucket
Do you
list.
have a bucket list, Georgina?
Do I? I have always had a bucket list. You know me, I love a good list. I love a good list. I love colour coordination. I love ticking things off. Of course I have a bucket list. Bucket list though, pandemic bucket list. Like,
Well, I mean, I have never, we're very different people.
never have I ever.
Never have I ever
We need a drink for this.
never have I ever had a bucket list. I don't know why.
You've never had a bucket list?
I've never really had a bucket list.
Well, considering this is one of the main parts of our podcast, you're going to have to get your bucket list shit together.
Well, the thing is, I've never really kind of needed one. I mean, I suppose I've never sat down and written a list where I've gone, I want to go and swim with dolphins. Little breaststroke, me with my breaststroke.
Yeah, you and
I mean, my little
the dolphins side by side.
Yeah, side by side. I've gone swimming with dolphins, climbing a volcano,
Do you want to climb a volcano?
swimming with sharks. I mean, it sounds all right.
Sounds alright.
When in Hawaii. Not that I'm going to Hawaii anytime soon. I've definitely had like goals in my life.
But not like, ooh, fun thing. I want to do that fun thing before I
But
die.
I've never sat there and had a list of 10 things that like,
Right.
gotta do this
Do you have it in your
before I
head?
die. I mean, I guess so. I kind
Not
of
really.
like little career things.
Well, this is going to be a real test for you then.
Yeah,
I'm gonna quiz you every week.
Every single week. Scarlett, what have you done this week?
What have you done this week? What have you
What
done this week? Oh, that's my alarm. I'll turn that off.
Dear. Turn that off.
I've got places to be, I'm afraid.
This is meant to be a professional setup. Come on. What is
I'm
this?
a professional. I am a top professional.
Top professional.
Top professional who's currently getting burnt
Burnt.
by the sun.
Oh, she's Georgina. I nearly called you Scarlett.
Do you even know who you are?
Miss Johansson.
Miss Johansson.
Georgina is currently sat in front of a window and she is incredibly pale. She burns to a crisp in within 5 seconds of
Like
being in the
moon.
sun.
It's really not good.
It's really not good.
It's really not good. But I'll be fine. I'm sweating, but I'm okay.
You're sweating. Yeah, you're all right. You're off. That should
I'm a
be
little bit
fan you,
toasty.
Miss Johansson.
Yeah.
I mean, Georgina.
Got a hot day after this. I can't be sweating through my dress.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so bucket lists.
Bucket list.
I've never really had them, and this podcast is definitely making me think a bit more about what am I? Do I have a list?
Do you need one?
Do I need one?
How would it be right now? Because certainly the world isn't, isn't quite normal. It's not normal bucket list.
So when you say
Vibes,
not
is
quite
it?
normal, we're living in a fucking pandemic. I don't know.
You're not quite normal, is it?
Not quite.
I mean, it's accurate.
It is accurate. How do we edit our bucket lists? Do we throw them out the window? Do we have an existential crisis?
Yeah.
What do we do?
Well, I think everything in life's been put on hold right now, hasn't it? So it's not to say that everything that, if you have a bucket list, you just throw away. I don't think you just think, right, this now, pandemic life, I have to start everything afresh and redo it all. I think you just have to press pause and then reevaluate right now.
But do we? But at the same time, life still goes on, so we can't completely press pause on those things. It's like so I feel I get what you're saying about pressing pause and just taking a deep breath, but then also, how do we still continue? We're not, if we just stay completely on hold, then we're going to stay in a permanent lockdown for the next forever.
Yeah.
So because it's I personally feel like it's more like, okay, how do we pause for a second and adjust to our new environment? And what I want to know from you, G, is how you have, because you have a very clear bucket list. How have you adjusted your bucket list?
Got lots of things on my bucket list. So there's so many things that I want to go do and see and eat. I think that's a big part of my bucket list. Being someone with so many allergies and difficulties, you'd be surprised how many things I want to eat on my bucket list. I think there's lots of things that are not entirely difficult to do right now because not everything's closed. Like there's lots of little things in my bucket list that are in London that are starting to open up again. So I'm quite lucky that there are a few things there that I know I'm going to be able to do.
So tell me about your recent, like your London bucket list. What's happening right now?
My London bucket list. Well, what's happening right now isn't okay. What's happening right now isn't necessarily
okay.
on the list.
It isn't on the list?
It isn't on the list.
It is okay or it isn't?
It's okay. Well, it's not. I mean,
is this legal?
It's not totally okay. Everyone hold, freeze. It's not okay. It's not. It's fine. I don't have anything on my bucket list right now because I haven't like really edited it in a while. For me, a lot did pause, and now I'm starting to rethink it. Now I'm starting to rethink what I'm doing.
So give us something specific. What have you? Is there anything you've done this week, this month,
or
that you're going to do that is on your bucket list? Give me something.
Recently, I was taken to the lavender fields just outside of London, and that was on my bucket list because it was beautiful.
What is the lavender fields?
The lavender fields. It's like.
Is it a bar?
Oh no! To be fair, I can understand the confusion. No, it is a genuine lavender field. It's south of South London, so you do need to go a little further out.
Is it out in Surrey?
My geography is terrible. But if I'm like
good to know where you're going, G.
I'm Tooting area, and then you have to go like 25 minutes south of Tooting.
Banstead, Mayfield Lavender Farm. Is that where you were?
That's it.
Thank goodness for Google. How will the future generation survive should the internet die?
Google Maps.
Google Maps.
If the internet dies.
If the internet dies.
Oh, we're all fucked.
We're completely screwed.
Any offspring of mine has a genetic.
I mean, I'm bad at directions, but I'm very concerned about you right now and your well-being.
Yeah, it's not brilliant. This is why I need Google Maps.
You went to the Mayfield Lavender Farm, which is in Banstead.
And it was beautiful. I imagine they've got all their own lavender products and things, so I imagine they probably do harvest the lavender that's there. They don't just use it as a site for people to go in. Okay. I mean, it's not that big. It's not that big, but it flowers in the summer into the autumn. And it's so stunning. They have photography competitions there, and they've got this random telephone box in the middle. There's people taking photographs everywhere, and there's so many
very
bees
beautiful.
It's just stunning.
Instagram worthy.
Yeah, it's like you're not in London.
Yeah.
It very much is. You can just go that little bit further outside, and it's like you're in the middle of the country, like tractor land. Back where I live in Scotland, in tractor land. Tractor land. It's terrible.
Yes, it was.
Tractorland.
I feel sorry for all the people of Somerset right now. It's embarrassing.
Not the best accent.
It's almost as good as my Scottish accent, which is also terrible.
We'll hear that at a later date, Scarlett. Scarlett Johansson's Scottish accent. You just wait for it.
Oh dear, I feel like I'm going to give the real Scarlett Johansson a bad name. Just so you all know, I am not the real Scarlett Johansson. Sorry to disappoint.
I know, pseudonym.
So
it was
spent the day there.
I did spend the day there.
Was I right in thinking it was a
date? It was a date.
A romantic excursion.
We will keep that a little bit more private for now. But
a little bit private for now. And why would that? It's because it's the relationship that's not a relationship. It's fine. We've all been there.
It was a date.
It was
a wonderful date. Beautiful day, stunning, sunny.
And is this romantic. A gentleman who was taking you out more than once? This was not a first date.
This was not a first date.
It was not even a third date. No?
Okay, moving swiftly on. It was beautiful. Everyone should go. Incredible pictures. Lovely day out. They had all these infused drinks, like lavender infused cider, lavender infused Pimm's. Basically, if you like lavender, the taste, the smell, the sight, this is your place. It was stunning.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those places you can't spend too much time. You really do need to go with someone that you don't run out of conversation with. Because there's not a lot to do.
So maybe a fourth date.
At least
at least a fourth date.
Unless it's going really well.
Yeah, unless you're having the most like phenomenal time with somebody who you can just never shut up with.
Maybe don't risk a first date if you don't know if they're a big talker, because otherwise you'll do like a 10-minute up and down and then want to go home, and that's
and in terms of social distancing,
40-minute journey wasted.
It's good for social distancing.
Yeah, it's great. They had a really good queue
outdoors.
system going on. Everyone was lovely. They had like portable toilets that were all very, very clean and looked after. You pay through through a car window or through like distancing.
Okay, because
it's really good.
Because this is the thing that you and I think about on a very regular basis, and actually this is going to tie into what I've learned for the week, because I do have something that I've learned for this week.
Oh, good! I can't wait to hear that.
I really do,
yeah.
and it is toilet related.
Amazing. That's the kind of what I've learned that I want to hear.
I'm a young woman. I'm in my mid-20s, and I pee with some regularity. Not quite as much as you, but with some regularity. I just need to make sure when I plan a day out that there is a toilet nearby. And the one thing I've discovered since lockdown, public toilets have just... It was bad enough in London already, but they have now completely disappeared.
They've all shut. It's an absolute nightmare to find one.
I went for a walk in Shoreditch.
Yeah.
And I walked all the way to Shoreditch. Took a good hour. And I was walking around, and within an hour and a half of this social distancing day out, I was bursting for the toilet. I didn't know the people I was with that well. No. It was the first time I met most of them. It was my boyfriend's friends.
Oh, big day.
Big day. I was meeting his friends for the first time. And we had to leave within an hour and a half because, I mean, it wasn't just me, it was him too. We were bursting for the loo. Because also having not drunk much alcohol in the last 4 months, having 1.5 ciders was a little bit more than I could handle.
Push over the edge.
And there was nowhere to pee. Nowhere. I had to get an Uber home just to pee. Nowhere.
You know what? I'm very proud of you though, because there's all these signs, you know, our park is not your loo, and I feel so guilty because sometimes I am just out so far away from home and I'm bursting for the toilet, and I know that if I walk, I won't get back in time. And it's a choice you have to make. It's a choice you have to make to feel your own urine running down your legs as you try and waddle back to your house. Waddle, and I say waddle because
I've seen it.
You know the feeling when it's just like everything's all tight and you just gotta hold it in. It's the choice between that and, unfortunately, letting it all go in an enclosed area on some grass in the middle of a public place. You know, it's tricky, especially I think being a woman as well, because you do really have to find a sheltered area. It's a lot tougher.
Yeah,
I see so many men peeing,
just pulling their dicks out
everything,
everywhere,
like churches, buildings, park benches, trees,
street corners, trees.
They mark their territory everywhere. And I'm not saying this is all guys, because it isn't. I've been around many guys out in parks, and well, not many. I haven't been around many guys out in parks. I've just been enjoying the pandemic willy-nilly.
Yeah. I was about to say, like, you know.
This is what I've learned. No. But yeah, there have been many that I've seen just going for it any which where place that they so desire.
So the moral of this story is, when you're going out on a date, make sure it's someone with toilets. And we can confirm that the Lavender Fields
has
in Surrey
toilets.
They have toilets.
They do. Have you ever used a Shiwi?
So my mum bought me one.
Have you ever used it?
No.
Are you going to use it? I think you should. I think you, for an next episode, should give that. Please God, give that a trial.
The thing is, like, I don't tend to wear a lot of trousers, and ever.
She's going out and she thinks, I'm going to wear trousers today. She decides not to and goes out in her underwear because she'd rather wear that.
No. I'm a skirts and dresses person. I like the freedom of the legs that they give you. You know, I couldn't be more thrilled.
Easy breezy.
That the midi skirt is now the clothing of choice for many women in their 20s in London at the moment, because the freedom it gives my legs, and, you know, all of that.
It's like the bit in The Boat that Rocks when he's on the radio and he's like, open your knees and feel the breeze. That was a really bad impression of his voice. He's just got a really low male voice.
Who's the actor?
I can't remember. It's one that comes back and he's the
Gee, do your
king
research.
or the count or something. No, it's the count. Oh my gosh, I watched it the other day and I cannot I cannot remember. It's the guy that plays Gavin Cavalier.
Okay.
That's great. Have you seen it?
Yes, I have.
You know what I mean then?
Well, I don't know, because I watched it probably on a Sunday at the end of a long week. I probably fell asleep halfway through because that's my life now.
Oh gosh. Well, that's the bit that's aimed at you, and he's just says something, and I'm looking right up your skirt. That's you in your short skirts going about, easy breezy.
Well, I don't really wear short skirts, as I just said. Long skirts, much comfort.
So is this? Are you saying that you're going to be better at using a shiwi or worse at using a shiwi?
Well, worse, because you have to like hike up that skirt. And you still have to flash your fanny.
But you still have to pull your trousers down.
Yeah, I know, but men, they can just unzip it, whip it out.
Yeah, but if you're thinking...
they don't have to have their butts on show.
We're not
do.
debating that.
Our underwear is simply not designed. Our clothing. We're lucky if we've got a pocket on a skirt or a pair of trousers.
Very
or,
true.
a pair of jeans. Can I even fit my phone in? I don't know. Again, every guy I've been out with, their jeans, it doesn't look like there's much space in them, but yet they're bottomless. They can fit their wallet, they can fit their keys, they can fit their phone, they can fit my phone, which is not a small phone, and they can fit everything. It seems like endless.
Water bottle,
and
mortgage,
money
issues.
if they've got a mortgage, then what 20-year-old do you know with a mortgage?
Surprisingly, a few.
Who?
I know a few people that have bought or have been looking for houses.
My God, who are the kinds of people you're hanging around with? See, this is
the
difference.
Well, they're older than me.
This is the difference with somebody. So you're already, how old are you, G?
I'm 22.
You're 22.
I am.
And I am the grand old age of 26. And I do not know anyone with a mortgage.
No.
But maybe that's the difference. You used to work in an office. You used to live that office life.
Yeah. And I know people that just know other people. Like, it's not necessarily my connections. It's like my friends' connections.
So here we go.
But they're all of the same vague age.
Yeah,
Come on, you're going to be looking for a house soon.
Am I?
I think you will be.
Oh, well.
At some point. So you're going to turn into that person that you're like, well, I don't know anyone.
Yeah, but I'm marrying up, so...
Okay.
I am not... I'd like to make it clear that I am not getting married. I'm in a...
To own a house.
To own a house. I also have no plans to be married anytime soon. But
how did we get from shiwi to this?
Shiwi to this. Lavender Fields.
I think you're still... I'm challenging I'm challenging you to use it.
Back to shiwis, okay?
You're going to... Promise me. Look me in the eye, Scarlett Johansson. And promise me that you are going to try the shiwi this week.
I'm going to have to bloody well buy a new shiwi because I have no idea what this shiwi my mother gave me has got. I probably found an excuse to lose it. Like, oh, is that a charity box?
I will Amazon Prime you a cheap shiwi. We have it on record
and you want me
now.
to use it in... Do you know what? Done.
Yeah.
We are going to... Okay, fine. Fine. I am starting a bucket list right here,
yes!
right now.
Yes.
This
is all I've ever wanted.
Number one on my bucket list.
Use a shiwi in public.
Use a shiwi... Oh, God. In public.
In public.
And see if I can public pee.
Yeah.
In a skirt or not in a skirt, we will update you in the next...
Yeah, probably.
Episode. Whatever vessel of clothing.
Item
Whatever
of clothing.
Whatever item of clothing I choose to wear this week. I'm gonna have to think carefully, aren't I?
This is very exciting.
Oh dear, I will update you.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm gonna have to fuck off.
You're gonna have to fuck off. So we better do like a little closing statement.
Are we still recording?
We are definitely
we are.
still recording. Okay, I'm starting a bucket list.
You are starting a bucket list.
Oh God, help me.
That's what you're going into next week with.
I'm going into next week.
Yeah.
With a bucket list with one thing.
Ready.
Am I going to have to add more things this week?
Yeah.
Is that what you meant to do?
Yeah. In your spare time.
In my spare time.
Set yourself.
Well, I have
10
ample
minutes.
spare time.
We've got holiday.
I'm on holiday for another 4 weeks. Anyway, so I've got a bucket list. You've learned something from me.
I've learned something from you
about dating and public toilets.
Yeah.
Do make sure you think about public toilets before you go on them.
Trust
Whether
me,
it's a
I
first
do.
date, second date, third date, meeting the friends, do it.
Doing anything.
Doing
yeah.
anything.
Doing anything. Make sure there is a toilet available.
But especially with dating, because boy, is it embarrassing to have to leave
your legs.
an hour and a half into meeting your significant other's friends.
Oh, you must have been so embarrassed.
You
poor wee soul.
My poor little soul.
I bleed for you.
Well, with that, what a wonderful first episode. Is there anything we need to have a quick chat? I haven't got anything to boost because I'm Scarlett Johansson and I'm already redonkulously famous, so I don't need anything. But
that's very true.
Georgina, would you like to mention your blog?
I would. I have my own personal blog titled The Confidence Diaries. This is why we begin every episode asking each other whether we felt confident this week.
So what's the HTML?
That's
HTML.
not right.
What's the web address? I'm gonna get laughed at.
It's on WordPress, but it's called the.confidence.diaries on Instagram. So you can find me through there, and the link is at the top of the page. Easy to see, easy to spot. So you'll be able to see that on the Confidence Diaries page if you have a click on that.
So go to Georgina Curry's Instagram and go have a look at that. For those of you who don't have Instagram, the web address is... Think hard. Look it up. This is embarrassing.
I don't know the web address.
You need to learn your web address. We've got a
theconfidencediaries.wordpress.com.
That is the confidencediaries.wordpress.com. Please go there to keep updated posts and stuff.
Yeah, this podcast will be on there. My blog post will be on there. We'll be talking about confidence, bucket list, people, recommendations, all the things.
Wonderful.
I think that was the best way I could possibly describe it.
In that case, have a wonderful week. Thank you so much. Thank you, G, for setting this up.
Oh, Scarlett.
Oh, you're so welcome. Now I'm taking time out of my busy schedule. Right, and...
I'm so fucking burnt.
You're so fucking burnt.
I'm going to go away now.
Right.